It is the clash of the Titans, a rivalry which started with the World Cup quarter-final in Mirpur in 2011, evolved in 2015 in Auckland, and reached its pinnacle in Birmingham in 2019. That is back again. So get yourself hydrated because things are going to get exhausting. A match which is important for South Africa for them to consolidate their position in the top two, while the Kiwis, having never lost to South Africa since the last 24 years, will look at this match to end any outside chance for the likes of Pakistan or Afghanistan. It is a mouth-watering treat for the fans as these two giants collide in Pune. On the other hand, Pakistan, with that win against Sri Lanka, have kept their hopes alive in the tournament. Shaheen, the Falcon Afridi, was flying and hunting at will, while Fakhar Zaman, who finally got his chance, showed why he is such a dangerous batter at the top of the Pakistan order. Pakistan would be praying for a South Africa win today. Will that happen? We'll have to wait and watch. But first, let's take a look at how the points table is shaping up. When you look at the points table, Pakistan with that win move into the top five. They should have finished the match before the 30th over to get their run rate better. But nevertheless, they're just 2 points behind Australia, who's sitting in the fourth position with 8 points. New Zealand are also at 8 points. And that is the reason why it is such an important game for New Zealand as well as South Africa to get those 2 points and consolidate their position in the points table and for their hopes to stay alive to reach the semi-finals. That is very, very important. Afghanistan with 6 points. They are also on 6 points, just like Pakistan, but having played one less game. Sri Lanka, 4 points. Netherlands with 4 points. Bangladesh, they crashed out of the race for the top four. England with 5 losses in the last matches are sitting at the bottom with just 2 points. And joining us right now are our guests at this point of time, Rakesh Rao, senior sports journalist. We have Gursharan Singh and Ritendra Sodhi, former cricketers. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Rakesh Rao, it is a big game for both the teams, isn't it?
A huge game.
Yeah.
Because these two games, these two teams are in contention for a spot in the semi-finals, and they are there. And irrespective of, I think, who wins, who loses, they stay there for another day at least. So, yeah, it's a huge game, no question about it. And two performing sides.
Yeah.
It is not that one team from the top four is up against a team from the last four.
Yeah.
So both the teams are evenly poised. They have their batters in good shape. The bowlers are, on target. Both good fielding sides. And I'm expecting a real cracker of a match.
Well, we hope it's a cracker of a match. We are waiting for the toss to happen. Who wins the toss, what they do, what they decide to do, we'll have to wait and watch. But Ritendra Sodhi, South Africa's 7 300-plus totals in a row batting first in ODIs, including 4 in this very World Cup, a longest streak in the game. Would they be batting? Would they be hoping to win the toss and bat first?
Yeah, Sama looks like. I think they have been really good. They have been a giant team and taking giant strides in this World Cup, but they haven't put a foot wrong. So this seems to be a complete team. Big match, as Rakesh has said, cracker of a game. It should be a cracker of the game, but definitely these two teams are already through. So we might see some changes. We might see they are resting their key players. That can happen. But yes, South Africa and New Zealand, they are the top contenders to win the World Cup along with India.
Well, news coming in. New Zealand have, in fact, won the toss and they have elected to field first. Gursharan Singh, your reactions to that?
They have decided to field first.
Yeah.
I think it's a right decision, the way it has been going throughout the tournament. Most of the teams, they are winning the toss and they are fielding. Because during night, except the game in Kanpur, otherwise it was mostly friendly condition for the batsmen during night.
Yeah.
So they have won the toss and they're fielding. And what I think this match is very, very crucial for both the teams, but especially for New Zealand. If South Africa lose, it won't affect much. But if New Zealand loses this match, then they can be knocked out of this tournament, because They have got one more. If they lose today, they have got one more match against Pakistan. And then if the points will be equal, then the net run rate will come into picture. So I think it's crucial for New Zealand. And what Ritinder has been saying, that it's a giant stride by South Africa team. They have been batting, bowling, fielding, and their spinners also bowling very well, Shamsi
Yeah.
and Maharaj.
Yeah.
And I think both the teams are equally balanced. Whichever team plays well today, they keep their cool, and they're calm, will win this match.
Absolutely. Rakesh Rao, Rabada, he comes in the team. Shamsi sits out. How do you see that change?
See, because they want to ensure that the South Africans, the guys from the Kiwi land, they face as much of pace as possible here.
Yeah.
And Rabada can be tricky here, no doubt about that. And about the toss, Soma, because either side, I mean, the toss was actually a useless exercise because South Africa would have loved to bat first. New Zealand would have loved to chase. So irrespective of who won the toss, we would have seen the same scenario. Number one. Number two, talking about New Zealand being in danger of not being in the semifinals, I think that is still a too far-fetched an idea for the simple reason they play South Africa, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka last. Okay. Now they are required to win one of these three games.
Yeah.
Assuming that they lose another two, they've lost the last two.
Yeah.
They would again lose two, and they end up beating Sri Lanka. That will keep Pakistan out. As simple as that.
Yeah.
So for Pakistan to be in, New Zealand has to lose all its games. Pakistan obviously has to win all. So even if there is a Pakistan-New Zealand game that goes Pakistan's way, New Zealand will still sneak in. So I still feel that these four are quite assured at right now, unless something really, miraculous happens in favor of Pakistan, or say even, England has an outside chance. I mean, it can't get more ridiculous, but the point is, yes, mathematically speaking, yes, they all have a chance.
I like how you haven't mentioned Afghanistan in that mix, Rakesh Rao.
Yeah, Afghanistan also has a chance, but I still feel that Afghanistan has had its share of success because it is still not ready to be in the semi-final. I still feel going on form, yes, but as a side, they still have to take a lot of boxes. I mean, I would love to see them up there.
Yeah.
I mean, no question about it. That will be so great for Asian cricket in particular.
Absolutely.
Cricket in general, yes.
Yeah.
That will be a fantastic news if it ever happens.
Yeah. Ritinder Sodhi, for New Zealand, Tim Southee, he makes a comeback. He's in for Ferguson, who got injured. Do you see that dynamics change when it comes to New Zealand's bowling as a unit?
Yeah, definitely. I think Tim Southee is a pro. Definitely, he has been playing since long years, and he has that venom in his bowling. And talking about mathematics, I think Rakesh has rightly put in. New Zealand has to really be at the lowest of the game ever to be knocked out of the semi-finals. And that seems unlikely. And if they win against Sri Lanka, they still have a chance. And Pakistan will be hoping that New Zealand loses all three games. That looks unlikely. So all said and done, New Zealand have played good cricket. But as we all know, in World Cup, you can't be complacent. And New Zealand has looked complacent in last few days. There was no reason to lose the last two games the way they have been in good form. So definitely they would like to win today and get that winning streak.
You very rightly mentioned about New Zealand getting this close, winning that match against Australia. Do you feel for a team like New Zealand, Ritinder Sodhi, winning those matches, those close matches, if they plan to lift the trophy, they need to win such close contests?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Osama. If you're aspiring to win the World Cup, you got to be in prime form. You got to be winning all the games. I remember, though, this was Senior World Cup. We played the Junior World Cup, the first ever World Cup India won under 19s in Sri Lanka. We went on to win all the games. So it helps.
Correct.
It helps you keep the momentum with you. And that is why India is the strong favorite, hot right favorite, because they have been winning all the games. You would not like to lose a single game. Is all about. So that is where New Zealand has been found wanting. So today is a big day. If they can beat South Africa, they can get that momentum back. And Gushpaji, New Zealand will be there in the semi-final. So rest assured, you don't worry.
Well, talking about South Africa.
Still
Yes.
mathematically, what Ritinder has been telling me,
Yeah.
if New Zealand lose both matches and they win against Sri Lanka, then net run rate will come. Suppose that they win very badly today against South Africa and
Yeah.
against Pakistan also, then anything is possible. But you both are very right. It's very, very bleak chance that they won't qualify New Zealand. But still, anything can happen. And Afghanistan, they have won 3 matches and their three matches are left.
Correct.
No, they can also win 2 matches and come on the same point. But it's very, very tough, I know. But we have seen many miracles in cricket. It happens.
Well,
Yeah, Sama, I think Gushpaji is right in a way that uncertainty is the glory of this game and anything can happen.
Well, I like how there is already a team, 2 teams here. The cricketers on one side and the journalist on the other side. You were trying to say something, Rakesh. Please go ahead.
No. I just said that, that Afghanistan will, the last 3 matches that Afghanistan has, next match it is likely to win. No question about it. Then again, there'll be this thing about, Afghanistan is close because they are up against a team like Netherlands. Now you
Correct.
expect to beat a qualifier because, you are on a high. You have already beaten 2 former world champions and the current world champion.
Correct.
So all your 3 victories are up against world champions. So of course, Afghans have every reason to feel, upbeat. They beat Afghanistan next. But what happens thereafter? They are up against Australia and South Africa. No, to expect them to win every single match from here on, it's asking for a bit too much. Yes, optimism is great, but you have to be realistic, isn't it? You can't just expect all other teams to just surrender just because it is Afghanistan. It won't happen. So let's be realistic. Let's get real. Afghanistan has played great cricket, no doubt. Nobody expected them to, win as many. At best, everybody thought that they're going to beat, just one team, Holland. Yes.
Yeah.
But to beat 2 former and current world champion, unbelievably good. But again, New Zealand and South Africa too. Australia and South Africa to go.
Yeah.
2 performing sides again. So that will be a tough call. So that is why I don't expect it to happen. Very, very honestly. But then anyone who knows cricket would say, cricket mein kuch bhi ho sakta hai, but sab
That
kuch
is
nahi
true.
ho sakta hai. Let me be very honest. Yeah.
But you also have to take into account that funnier things have happened in the game of cricket.
No
So,
doubt
yeah.
about that. No doubt.
Absolutely. And Gursharan Singh, talking about South Africa, they have been quite edgy while chasing, and we saw that in both the matches. While New Zealand, they almost did the impossible against Australia. How are you looking at it? How are you looking at this context of these 2 teams? Because the match is happening in Pune. We are expecting it to be a belter of a wicket. The dew factor is not going to be much. How do you see this contest panning out?
I think South Africa, they have won close matches. That credit goes to South Africa, that they were so close matches after losing 9 wickets. They won against Pakistan, right? That means their preparation is very good and they are playing tight matches. They are getting better match by match. And the way they have been batting, like they scored almost 400 runs, and their main batsman, De Kock, Markram, and then the Klaassen, the way he is batting, exceptional. And the spinner, Shamsi is, a real revelation in this World Cup.
Yeah.
And the spinner, the fast bowlers have been bowling brilliantly throughout. So, and New Zealand, yes, they won very convincingly against England in the first match. But I think at the moment they are going a bit down. Like someone say, they have peaked very early. But
Right.
for the last 2-3 matches, they are not playing up to the expectation and up to their potential. Today
Well-
they have to really raise their game to win against South Africa. Yeah.
All right. The win predictor basically says that New Zealand have the edge. I want to get your predictions very quickly, Rakesh Rao. Who do you see this? Who do you see winning this contest today?
New Zealand.
All right.
Why I am saying this is, again, just allow me,
Yes, please.
just a few seconds. Because I feel that, the last 2 games which they have lost, one to India. Now, obviously, they were not the favorites to win that. And they were also not the favorites after being, scored off some really 175 runs in the first first few overs or whatever, first 20 overs, 200 for, I mean, they had hardly taken any wickets against Australia. Now, to bounce back from there, I still say that 388, chasing down that, they lost by just 5 runs. They were just one hit away from chasing down the highest target ever chased down in the history of World Cup. So the performance hasn't been bad. Yes, it still shows 2 losses on the trot. But yes, that's a team. It's an upbeat side. And of course, South Africa, we all know that they are tagged as chosers. I mean, like chokers only when they're chasing. Otherwise, they are a very fine side. So, yes, New Zealand will have its way today. That's again my take. Let's see.
All right. Gursharan Singh.
Yeah, what Rakesh said, while chasing, they choke. But I think South Africa is batting today. So I will go with South Africa, that South Africa will win.
Okay. Ritendra Sodhi, what is your prediction?
Look, I'm a firm believer of momentum and confidence, and I feel that South Africa has a big chance. And I might not go with one of my favorite journalists, Rakesh Bhai here. New Zealand are going to have a very tough time, and it should be a one-sider all the way to South Africa.
All right. Wow. Well, with the Springboks winning the Rugby World Cup against the same opposition, All Blacks, will South Africa take inspiration today? We'll have to wait and watch.